Hey, what's up, guys? So, I've had some questions about my painting and how I do it. So, I figured I'd just show you a quick little video of my little setup here and how I get started. So here's the picture I'm doing. Commission piece. Right here, this is Ninja Turtles versus Battletoads. It's pretty fun. Got all crazy with the inks. A lot of you might know I do a lot of digital work, so it's very rare that I do actual finished ink, like original work. So, but I do it. So, if you guys ever want something, you guys always hit me up. Okay. So, I'm not all fancy smanty with all the colors and stuff or tools. This is what I use. You know, I can't even tell you how long I've had this exact case. I put it through a lot. I've probably had it for a good 8 years. Just realizing it. But it's, look at that, Basic Artist Watercolors. I think this thing costs like $1.99. And then this, I know I got this from Walmart, is Crayola washable watercolors. It's cool because it's a 24 pack and it's got tons of cool colors right here. So I mean, this was like, I think was like 99 cents. So that's it. And then I might use some of the brushes that it comes with, or I pick up like a really cheap brush. You can pick up some pretty cool brush sets for super cheap, like at Michael's or even Walmart. I'll show you here. This is one of my brush sets right here. Sorry. You can see here just tons of dirty brushes. I think this entire set cost me like $5. These didn't come with it. These are just like extra stuff I put in here. Inking tools. So, I mean, this is what I use most of the time. I usually use these ones when I have like a bigger piece I'm doing on a big canvas. But yeah, so it comes in this little nifty canvas bag that you can roll up. Okay, so those are my colors, and then get my brush. So this is like another cheap brush. I think I've had this for like 5 years. So here I just have a towel on my leg. Wonder why? Probably too dark, but I have like a big cup of water right here. This big old jug of water. I just use it to rinse my brush off, and then I'll kind of dab it on here. You know, just to kind of get some water off. Okay, and then for a piece like this, when I need reference, my station's right here with my computer and everything. So I'll look over, you know, just to get some colors and whatever. Starbucks, of course. And then, you know, I always have my computer next to me to have reference and everything. So, okay. Big thing about me, and you can see it right here. You can kind of see it here. It's not as, because it's clear, it's kind of hard to see. I never clean my palette. Never ever clean my palette. I usually work from the same palette I used on my last piece. I just use all this. It's already usable. You know, you kind of reactivate it with the water and get it going again. So I never clean my palette because I just like reusing the colors and see what I can come up with. No matter what it is, even if the color scheme doesn't call for it, screw it, I'll use it. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of put on the basics here. I usually never have a plan. I just kind of just go right after it. So I guess, I mean, since he's here, we'll just start off with Leo. You know, I could start off with his shell or something. So again, we'll just go and dirty up some areas here. dirty up, like, you know, whatever kind of, it already starting to mix colors. I'm gonna start with this brown shell, you know. So the more water you use, you can grab a whole lot of color and just dab it to the side, and then just keep, and again, I'm using my existing palette, so I'll just mix it all around, make a weird color, whatever comes out. Usually, since I put a heavy brown, it'll just stick with that color. A little bit more in there, you know. You're like, you're probably saying, "Damn, that's unprofessional." I care. So, okay, so we got it. And then, so I just tackle it and just go at it. Yeah, gotta get in there. Those areas. A lot of people prefer acrylics than to watercolor, because they say they can manage acrylic a lot easier than watercolor. I don't know where that comes from, because I think it's the exact opposite. I mean, there's times where I can actually erase my watercolor mistakes. I mean, I usually don't. I usually don't care about mistakes. I always like to keep those as part of the process of the painting, because I can always like somehow cover it up. But I always say, if you just re-water it over and over again, you can get rid of it and then just redo it. I think acrylics are, personally for me, are really, really hard. I have acrylics, I've used them. Here on my Facebook, you can see some paintings I've done using some paints and stuff, but again, I always prefer watercolor. I think it just makes me think of when I was a kid, being all messy with my paints and all dirty and getting it everywhere. You know. So, okay, get in here. Usually the ink I use, especially when with the regular ink, I use these pen brushes, and they're exactly that. They're just pens, but they have brush tips, so you can use them in a really, like with like if you're just using a regular brush just with ink. It's really cool. But when I do these splatter effects right here, the black, and then there you can see right here the white, I use like India ink, and I'm not sure the name of the white one, and I splatter it everywhere, and it dries up pretty quick, and you can see as I'm going over it, like with water, you can see it doesn't even smear, so it works out pretty good. If you guys are really interested in what actual ink I use, just message me and I'll give you those exact names. So, you can see I did Leo show. You know, it's not done for sure. Just putting the basic layer down first, before I actually get into the heavy duty stuff, and just to show you how I do this part. Some more colors over here. I'm completely old school when it comes to the turtles. I don't know if you know that the original Ninja Turtles all had red bandanas. They weren't all the colorful little happy pizza turtle guys from the cartoon. They all had red bandanas, and that's the way I do them. Don't ask me to put color on them, because I won't. This is the way they belong. Right there. Right there. going with his. We're gonna color in all his bandana here. You guys like you're going outside the lines. Yep. Because it's not perfect. And I like it that way. I prefer it. Just like in my normal artwork, when I'm just drawing everything, I like everything sketchy and all dirty and just messy. I do the same thing in my paintings. Like that. There you go. So most of Donnie's. I got the basic highlight of his headband in there. Kind of let it put a thick layer on top so it sets in. And then when I go back, I can add some really cool color to it. And it'll pop out just a little bit more. Right there. Okay. But yeah, so I mean that's pretty much what I do right there. And then I'll just put on the main layer of the color of him. I'll go in with a green. I usually do the turtles like a different tones of green. This one's gonna be a little difficult because since I have the frogs in here, I've got to kind of watch what green I use. So I don't know, it'd be kind of weird. I've never done that before, so it's gonna be interesting. But then after that, I'll go and put all the different highlights with different colors and mash them all together, and then I'll start splattering things everywhere and making it look really crazy. But that's pretty much my process. So again, cheap paints. If you go on my Facebook and look at all these paintings, that's what I did them with these. So don't think you need it. You need those those crazy $200 paint sets and brushes to do all this stuff, because you don't. I've sold paintings for about $100 with these cheap little $3 products. So yeah, there you go. That's kind of Leo right there. The basics. So if you need any more tips or anything, let me know, and I'll let you know more of this stuff. Alright guys, yeah.